I would request all our faculty members to have the snacks and the tea. विशाल दाइले थाहा छैन विशाल दाइले थाहा छैन
उमा पनि हेरेको छैन
faculty members to have snacks. So, the art of living guys are also here, I think.
There, yeah? Okay. किधर है?
Can I have some of the volunteers in the backstage?
Yeah, just use.
Our faculty members as well as our guests and dignitaries to please be seated.
China.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our Honorable Professor Yoko Kato, respected doctors, excellencies, distinguished guests, sciences at Noble Medical College. I thank you for giving your precious time to attend this program.
The results of the day is an attractive scientific program in which we wanted to include the best surgeons in the world. Most of them are here, and we also want to thank all of you because our success is the merit of having all of you here to show the results of your excellent work, which is essential for the progress in neuroscience and to improve the quality of life of our patients, their caregivers, and their families.
I would like to welcome our chief guest for tonight, Professor Yoko Kato, and our special guests, Dr. Hirotoshi Sano, our Indira ma'am, and Mr. Loknath Nyopani. I would request our volunteers to please greet them. I request each and everyone to raise a huge round of applause. Thank you, volunteers. Before moving ahead, I would like to thank Dr. Sunil Sharma, our Managing Director of Noble Medical College, for having faith in the neuroscience faculty and we the students for making this program a world-class event in Nepal.
Make this program a grand success.
We would also like to thank Professor Aib Cherian and his entire team, which includes Dr. Nikolai, Dr. Vinod Felix, Dr. Yuva, Dr. Fitri, Dr. Sunil, Dr. Jagdish, Dr. Pramod, Justina, Dr. Minakshi Basnet, Dr. Subodh Kumar Yadav, Dilram Kafle, Dr. Vivek Singh, and all other students who are very own, Salona ma'am, as well as the students who have worked very hard to make this program to what it is now. Nevertheless, I would also like to thank our sponsors, Medtronics India Private Limited, PSP Corporation, Surgivare, Johnson & Johnson, Abode Private Limited, Wellcare Pharmacy for helping us with the instruments for the dissection and other medical things. Before moving ahead, I would like to call our chief guest, Professor Yoko Kato, to present a few words. Please give a huge round of applause for her.
So good evening, everybody. So first of all, I'd like to tell Dr. Abcharian, big congratulations, such a wonderful organization of the meeting. And we also, the nice, the new equipment and also the regularly, annually, I think. So for that purpose, I think in the next year, maybe you should invite more young doctors from Nepalese society. And we have more collaboration with the society, because we are not politicians, just we have just dedication to the young doctors of the Nepal. So I'm so proud of you. And also proud of your team, entire team. I really wish to have a great success in future. Thank you very much.
We have a special guest all the way from India.
Arvind Ji and his entire team on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for them.
why don't everyone take? I'll start talking. And meanwhile, you guys get it. Yeah. I mean, in the interest of time, right? I think I'll just start. Just announce that they can all settle down. Start. Let them fix it. Okay. Good.
So we are finally ready with the setup. Please pay.
Check. Good evening, everyone. My name is Arvind. I hail from South India, and it's a great pleasure to be talking to such a distinguished set of people. And my background is that I am an engineer by profession. I have my own startup which I lead engineering for, and I work on machine learning algorithms and artificial intelligence algorithms primarily. And I have been associated with the Art of Living voluntary non-profit organizations for the last these 23 years have been a phenomenal journey for me. And what I'm here to share with you today is something that partly I've experienced, but something which is radically new, which has come up in the last 2.5 years. And as with all our processes, whenever His Holiness Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji has introduced something new, he's always told us that, you know, you should have a scientific approach. And he's always asked that these processes be researched. And techniques like the Sudarshana Kriya program, which is thoroughly researched at various institutes. We'll have one slide on that where I quickly share with you. But the main process that we are here to share is something that is really changed the way we look at perception. And we call it Pragya Yoga. Pragya means intuition, total awareness, and high-end state of awareness. And Gurudev has always been sharing with us that with meditation in a calm and collected mind, you are able to access the intuitive level of functioning. Children here with whom we have conducted the program, this program is primarily conducted for the adolescent age group. The age group from 8 to 18 has one set of processes for them, and 5 to 8 also has a set of processes for them. So typically we have two children here who are in the 8 to 18 age group, and they will show you a live demonstration of what is possible. And how is it that they are, then we'll throw the field open for questions, and we invite you all to join us in some of the things that we are doing, and we welcome all your inputs on this regard. Okay, so let's just start with the presentation now. I hope everybody can see this video.
Innovation is natural and not unusual. Imagine a world that works on inner full of possibilities. If they learn how to listen to their own intuition, genius would be common. As we grow older, our modern life capacity. The Art of Living Pragya Yoga for children between 5 to 18 years old helps kindle this intuitive ability and builds confidence to act on their gut feelings.
Each per testarlo. 3. Passion fruit.
Children are, as it is, very intuitive, and just like when you listen to the radio, what do? You just tune into the right frequency to listen to the right FM channel. The same way we help children to tune into that right frequency. and thereby their intuitive abilities
have become less restless and my concentration power has become much more. It has also improved the way I play different kinds of sports.
I can't explain it in words, but there's such a deep change in the child, deep within.
This is the first time we did intuition process. My impression after the first day was a complete shock. I never expected such a
Reason is a faithful servant. We have created a society which throws away the gift and honors the servant.
All breakthroughs in science have been because of some intuitive idea, some intuitive thought.
Okay, good. Anything else?
It's a bird.
Silver.
I gain more memory power. My mind is not stressed.
Sportsman and an extraordinary sportsman is just in the last one moment where you play intuitively, because that fraction of a second decides the entire career of a sportsman.
Sometimes the problems may appear big, but listening to the inner voice can give simple solutions. The leaps in civilization, from the greatest discoveries to the most celebrated works of art, relied not just on hard work, but also on intuition. Training in both these disciplines was an integral part of the ancient Indian education system. The time has come to embrace this, another gift of the art of living, to the world.
There are two kids who have come all the way from Bangalore to show what they are capable of. Please give them a big hand. So what we are going to do is that we typically, how do we tell a person that they got something new or a different capability? So what we typically do is that we close the eyes, which is the main source of I invite any one of you, some of these kids can even read the numbers of the currency notes with their eyes closed. So if you care to indulge, you can hand over. Why don't we get started, right? Okay, so I'll ask Vakish here to blindfold himself. We have this specific blindfold here, so why don't you go ahead and blindfold this way. This is the one. Okay. Ready? Okay. So I have a very, I just picked out one sheet of, it's this page, and Raj, you want to come and just verify what page? Why don't you come on stage, just take a look at it, just so that we have one other person to validate this. Just don't read it, this is the page, okay? Sounds good? Okay, you want me to show it here? Why don't you? Akish.
Tricks, case, discussion.
So they'll be able to replicate it. Tell me the number.
And it is Nepal Rashtra Bank, rupees 50, 2012 AD.
The person. Okay, is it tight? Can you just check the blindfold if it is tightly around the ready? Okay.
Hirotoshi Sano, MD, Vice Director and Advisor of Neurosurgery, Shinkai is in the back. And there's some telephone number, fax number. +81 44 2222 111.
Okay, did I get your number right? Bring it down further. Okay.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's perfect?
Perfect, yeah, perfect. It's perfect. Anybody want to check this? Perfect. Amazing.
So why don't we, do we have a little more time to show them some coloring? Okay? Okay. So why don't we do coloring? So blindfold yourself. Anybody else wants to check here? You could also come on stage and draw a pattern and give it to them, and they'll just feel it and replicate it. So that's also one of the skills these kids have developed. Yeah.
Can you do that? That would be great.
See, they can do it with the lights off also, because their main thing is the touch right now. So even if it is not embossed, they're just able to touch. Okay. But you'll need to open this. Okay, give it to me. Let's see if they can do this. So this is in a plastic case. Okay. Just feel it and tell me what is there.
It's a CD.
Okay, feel it. What's written on top?
ACNS SURGICAL MANUAL.
So this was in a CD. On the blanked out scratch card. Recharge card. I haven't tried that. We can try it. Yeah. Yeah, anybody has a recharge card?
This watch?
Huh.
What's written there?
This watch, what is written there?
It's there.
That's too small. Vaki, can you blindfold? Raj, can you check the blindfold there? Give me one more shot at it. Tight? Okay. Okay, Vakish, can you tell me the number?
It's too tight.
Okay, 1 second. Give me that. Better? Okay.
8474 7283 9076 1790.
Take it out. right? As far as
This was the scratch card.
no, the
This was the scratch card. Not right.
yeah.
Make them read this because this is not right.
Okay.
No, we want that not scratch. We have to also work on not scratch.
This is not.
Glass also?
Yeah, they can read through the glass.
Through the glass.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You can give them this.
I've
Yeah.
something that I will give not scratch.
No, this is not scratch. This is not scratch. So can they read that?
No.
Recharge card.
We cannot even
Okay. You want to try something in black? Okay. Why don't you go give it to Vakish? Vakish, blindfold. Once.
Nobel Institute of Neuroscience, IMATIAS, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, Annual Neurosurgical Conference and Hands-on Concept Course 2017, October 22nd to 23rd, 2017. Yipe Cherian. Those are the names.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want them to do?
Can they read this?
Can they read this? Yeah. Why don't you? Can you say what is written there? What is?
Oh. Not sure. There are some colors here.
Okay.
There's some white color circle there. Not able to decipher.
Just we'll get you some alphabets. Okay. So we're going to try if Vakish can get this unscratched card. This is an unscratched card. Let's see if he'll get the number behind it. We never tried this in the ashram. This is the first time we're going to be trying this right on stage. So we want to see how far does this capability go. Generally they go by the touch. So if they can do it, great. Go for it, Vaki.
0, 7.
Can somebody note this number? 0, 7? Wait, just
1, 6, 0, 7, 6, 0, 1, 7, 6, 0, 2, 6, 0, 4, 7, 2, 8, 1.
That's it?
Okay.
Can you scratch it? We are noted here.
It's totally wrong. It's totally wrong.
Yeah, it's different. So if you mask it, they won't be able to do it. They see it by touch, but they can do a whole lot of other things like coloring with their eyes closed, or they can draw color right inside the pattern. You want to see that? they'll color the this one. So Vakish, Vaishnavi, why don't you blindfold yourself? Blindfold, pick up your. Yeah, she plays the temple run game with a blindfold. So there is a teacher of ours in South Africa, who is based out of South Africa. So two of his children wanted to play this soccer game on the TV with the video console. And he was telling them, no, you'll spoil your eyes if you do keep playing that. And these two kids told him that. So what I have here is something like this, okay? And I'm going to ask Vaishnavi to color this thing without missing out on the boundaries, okay? So Dr. Cherian, just you can confirm that there are no embossing on it. Yeah. Just don't show her that diagram. Good? Yeah, we have had to work on that. Okay? Come. Okay?
It's done.
Yep. You go. Yeah, color any color that you feel like. On the
like that, like
on
that,
the top?
like this.
Yeah, why don't you try that?
If they hold it back like that and then touch and read.
Which one?
If can they read it from back like that?
No.
They cannot?
Yeah.
They have to do this?
Yeah. Move the yeah, you can, please. Yeah, you can keep that.
There is some visual cues.
Hmm?
There is some visual cues, but not too much.
Yeah.
Can you make the difference when this is
Yeah,
here, when
yeah,
it's not?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Lights off.
Okay. We'll have to conclude this.
Okay.
But amazing. Amazing.
After we have to move on. We have no
Yeah,
time longer.
sure. Okay, why don't we stop now? Yeah, Vaishnavi, relax. Right. You want to show this? Video, there are cases where we had one colored thing and one a plain drawing, and the children were able to replicate it to the T. So these are some of the things that we have. I have a quick 5-slide presentation that I would just want to show, and then I'm done. Can we get the prezo back on? Hey, can I have the presentation back on the projector? Yeah, as we get the slides back on, any questions at this point of time? So the whole idea of showing this is that we really would like to work with the scientific community here and see if we can research and articulate this, because some of the experience, any one incident that you have had with the Pragya Yoga that you were sharing with me earlier today.
I study in Chennai in a school called Padma Sheshadri Balabhavan Senior Secondary. My 2 physics classes sometime back this year, and before intuition process I used to rely upon my teachers to teach me concepts so that I could learn them. Now after doing the Pragya Yoga course, after I missed those 2 classes, I got back to class and my teacher told me that you missed these 2 concepts, when do you want to learn it? I was like, ma'am, I'll take care. I just took my science textbook, I went through the text once and I was able to conceptualize and understand what the was given in the textbook, and it's very useful for studies.
You want to share something? No? Okay, so this is many such experiences that we have had where children started sharing that their ability to grasp new concepts, or Shankarji will always say the thoughts are very powerful. A thought that you want to go somewhere can move a 60-70 kg. It's really helping a lot of the children. So a lot of the parents came back to us saying that children have started adapting much better habits after having gone through the Pragya Yoga program. And that's typically what Art of Living wants to do. Like Gurudev had once said, a disease-free body, inhibition, a quiver-free breath, a stress-free mind, an inhibition-free intellect, a memory which is free of trauma, an ego which includes every person in this planet, and a self which is free of sorrow. That is the sign of true health. And that is what we intend to do in our programs, whether it's for the adults, like some of you had experienced the yoga session today morning, or it's for the children. And he said that this is the sign of true health and this is the birthright of every human being living in this planet. So that's the vision of the Art of Living. I just want to show you a few slides. So where is the intelligence? There's a light for a chamber in a children's chamber. Which self-help book did a child refer to learn how to walk? They just learn how to walk. How did they learn? How does this single cell have an intelligence to multiply itself and become hard as bone somewhere and the softest of tissues somewhere else? This is a fundamental level of intelligence which exists. About intuition, you already saw what Einstein had said. I am from the technology sector and engineering is a passion for me. So Steve Jobs, it's one of the most amazing talks he has had at the Stanford University commencement address. If you ever have an opportunity to go through that, intuition is a very powerful thing, more powerful than intellect in my opinion. That's had a big impact on my work. I'm not too surprised he's making this comment. Bill Gates and of course our own Ratan Tata. And the funny thing is I was live present when Ratan Tata made that. When the mind is free of cravings, aversions and distortion, then it settles down and becomes sharper. So this is the process we adopt. We use yogic techniques, ancient yogic techniques which has come in the Vedic tradition. We also use the power of pranayama, we use the power of meditation, and once these children go through this, they open up to this faculty. So these are the two sentences he gave. Intuition simply means that comes up beyond straightforward reasoning. Deeper you go in meditation, your intuitive ability develops. With this, I would like to conclude my presentation. If there are any questions, please approach me off stage, and we would love to work with the scientific community here. And not only the Pragya Yoga program, the Sudarshana Kriya itself has been researched thoroughly at All India Institute of Medical Sciences. We had a study on the Sudarshan Kriya and the pranayamas that we use in our programs to measure beta wave activity as the people are doing these pranayams. I just have one slide on that to show you. Not too sure, you can see that small clipping on the right hand side. That was the measurement of beta wave activity on the brain, right, with a lot of red in it. That is the after the Sudarshan Kriya. So this was the beta wave activity measurements on the control group which went through the Sudarshan Kriya and Pranayama program that we taught. So this is typically what to make a difference to them. Thank you, Jai Gurudev. Pleasure to be here.
Call upon Dr. Yuha, who will be talking about the latest technologies in Nobel Institute of Neurosciences. Please give a huge round of applause to him.
Speak about the latest technologies, I speak about life. So when I was a small boy, I had a dream to fly high. And I remember my father gave me advice, even the hawk, eagle can fly low, but she can never high. And this is from Krylov, Russia, and it became real. This is Finland, the most northern country in European Union. Big country, but small population, 5.5 million. And we are rather far away from Nepal. And close to us, to east, is Russia, the double-headed eagle, So we have been together hundreds of years and always fighting, then finally better now. Finland is now 100 years old, and December 6th is the 100 years Union Independence Day. We have gone, like other nations, through hard times. So in these 100 years, the beginning was difficult. 1970, we were, after Russian Revolution, independent, and in that time, then independence time, my father was born here in the with sitting. These times were difficult all around the world because there was depression, financial depression, economical depression, and it meant that from 30s were a good time, and at the end of the 30s, summers were beautiful, but something happened. Then in Europe, the Second World War began. Hitler and Stalin divided Europe in two parts, and Stalin got the eastern part and attacked 1939 Finland, and wanted to take Finland in few weeks, but it took 100 glorious days, and he was not successful. And my father and uncles were in war, and my father was 5 years in war, studied to be in all countries going through the war. I was born 1947, and here is the young family, 1950. We moved to Ruovesi, very small place also, like my Einar Philip Palmén, who had been more butterflies, etc. And he had the same hobbies, and I went to his office many times to change our collections and to take a look on these collections. And so I tried to come. I went. My father was clever enough so that he sent us to learn languages. I have very fast hands. I could beat the other people well, and then I began to trust on my hands, and learned also German language, and went hitchhiking around Europe. I visited also Zurich, and in Zurich then, after I didn't come inside Helsinki University Medical Faculty, so this was the most important thing in my life. Change in my life, and the biggest change in my life, that I didn't come inside Finland's medical faculty. So I went to Zurich, where I studied medicine, and there was Professor Agert. He was giving a lecture, Introduction to Brain Research, and in one lecture he asked, is there any student who want to make basic research in his institute? And there were several, but for some reasons he selected me and one Swiss colleague to do basic research. And I was doing basic research with Professor Etsuro Kavanagh, Professor of Anatomy from Tokyo. I learned English from him, and besides that, to use the microscope, open me one. You see here, it's the year 1969. And we are operating on rats and mice to search for the afferent fibers of subfornical organ. So I made my PhD there, but in 3 years, where I saw then something very special. Second time, knowledge in anatomy to become something, treat some brain diseases. And I decided to go to neurosurgery, ask Yasakil to join. I go home and I will specialize in Helsinki. And here you see the June 1st, 1973, when I began to do neurosurgery. You see that the hairstyle was different, long hair. So I made my neurosurgical training in Helsinki, and then I know this is 50 a year. With this one I cannot manage. In 10 years a new institute was built. My teacher, Professor Henry Trupp, he asked me if I would come back. So in 1 second I told him that it was successful to do that. In Eastern Finland you had to do everything yourself. We were only 2 neurosurgeons. Winter day I operated this huge AVM, and of course this was great. I was then operating on a lot, but I noted that I will never become a professor when I not publish. And then I began to write, and all the papers came from Western Siberia back. They were sent from USA back, and it was of course depressing in the beginning. But then one day, one AVM paper go inside the journals, and finally we had papers which were accepted without any high. So, but I decided also to go back to Zurich, and other decision dream was go to Professor Charlie Drake, and these were my teachers. I visited Zurich frequently, but always only short times, because I in London, Ontario, 80,000 city, but huge university, and he had 3 abilities which all are difficult to get. You can be excellent neurosurgeon, you can be excellent medical doctor, but the most difficult thing is to be a good human being. But he had all this. And here are my 2 teachers, Professor Yasarkir, 65 years, Professor Drake, 68 years. My teacher of anatomy, Professor Chayan Töndery in Zurich, he see that. And when you go, nowadays the imaging is so wonderful that you can learn also. It has been done also here. So, through the years, the important thing when I was working with Dr. Drake and PLS, we put as a motto this sentence many hundred years ago. It may be of some use. You should not hide your abilities. So, we have published important books, has been Helsinki Microneurosurgery Basics and Tricks. It has been with this book we were flying more high. When I went to London, Ontario, Skip Peerless, here is standing, came to me and asked me, can I help you? And he helped me in many ways. Even he was very, very difficult person. If he hated, totally different person. So I applied to most Northern University in Oulu for neurosurgical professorship, and these were the nasty words from United Kingdom. Professor Picard said that this guy is happy with 45 years to analyze surgeries of others. This was his only comment on me, and I was not selected. Fortunately, I had to do more work, and this is important foreword is by Professor. It is free available. Then sent a brown cuvert from China, 1908, and there was a photo of him in port, pick me up. And he came then to Helsinki, and he was hardly speaking English, but I noted he was excellent neurosurgeon, and then girls came and so the number of people visiting Helsinki to 2050, because of the Finnish law you have to leave professorship and chairmanship with this age, and these were the last ones who were with me. One of the highlights was given same year, World Neurosurgery elected 55 or 6 most important neurosurgeons in the world during the 100 years. And there is a selection of international neurosurgeons, and you see Cushing, Dandy, Yasarkil, Indian from India, also Atul Goel, and so on, Sami from Europe. But then in the northern part of world, there is one picture, it's me, and I was extremely happy about this one. So we had the operation room, we had the world map, all the visitors could put the needle where they came, and there were few white areas in the world. So slowly the number of needles was growing, and then we could, of course. So when I came to Helsinki hospital, this clock was always the same time, that it is time to go. And so I retired, and when I left there were 3,500 operations, and here is my successor, Professor Mika Niemelä, with the smallest nurse in operation room. Why the number of operations increased so much? It was imaging, it was microsurgery, there were more neurological resources, and so on. During my residency, no patient more than 60 was allowed to operate on, but nowadays we operate close to 100 years old patients. So important, we are standing on the shoulders of giants, or we continue where they have finished. And this is one of the most important things. You should give credit to your teachers to learn his secrets, and we learned that it is 60% is experience and 40% imaging. So this was the most important thing they found out, and we sent all over the world our people, but many people came to us, also to Helsinki Life Course, organized so many times. Now I think it is the 17th time. My fellow now in Chicago, and so on. And this was my operation room. There's a plate where to honor Professor Yasarkil and Mrs. Yasarkil, because they began the life course in 3 years. In this picture, even from Europe, it looks very Chinese. So we see the world with our eyes. So, and this is Hu Shen's Chinese eyes seeing operation room here. So how to become a great neurosurgeon? You have to train 10,000 hours. So you have to train 10,000 hours to come to the world top, and then to come to the highest level in neurosurgery you have to spend 10,000 days in operation room. This means around 60 you are at your best. So there are different here, one of the most important skills in their hands. So to come to this area you have to operate a lot. There must be a lot of repetitions, like playing golf or tennis, and length of career is very important. So training is lifelong. Learn to use your time. Don't spend your life in meetings, because this means that you are not learning surgery. So, and traveling is extremely important. To go around the world is very important. I have been spending 3 years in the cold corners of the different operation room, and here in Nepal I remember that at Queen Square by Professor Lindsay Simon there was young neurosurgeon Dev Kota. specializing in pediatric neurosurgery, and we met sometimes, became somehow friends. If he remembers that, I don't know. So, but most important thing was to go to Zurich back, and then 1982 I went as a young neurosurgeon to see Professor Yasakil to operate on, and there were many international guests, and we were not allowed to cough in operation room because Professor Yasakil would say, "Go out, you are sick." And even the smallest noise was disturbing him. So we went after the operations, we went to a restaurant, usually restaurant Weisserwind, to discuss about the operations, and these were nice moments. We were sitting there, drinking beer and smoking, and then discussing the operations. But one evening, this guy on the right side of me, Jesus Martinez from Mexico, he told, "One day we will do better," and he was right, even we didn't believe on that. And when you look now on the Yasaki's videos, so we are certainly doing better. We saw beautiful videos today from Professor Sano and Kato, so this is looks completely different. But he was the pioneer, he was the one who was first, and then there was nothing else, and then many third ones. So I learned there from Yasakil and Drake, and I could carry it to Helsinki and Kuopio, and with this combination I could fly high. So we had live courses, a lot of operations, and all the time a lot of people around us. Like Muhammad Ali said, it is different to talk the talk than to walk the walk. And in the operation room you are not alone, but with your team. Very different at dinners or cocktail parties than when you are faced with this operation. So we should remember our complications, and unfortunately they become more severe when you get older, and this is the nice sentence from Berto Vasila book. So important things I have learned also is not the walls, but the team is doing the work, and it is the people, their experience, skills, who are doing good neurosurgery. And so go to live courses and travel so we can learn more. So thinking back, I have shown this slide several times, but I always think that I should have spent more time with family. Children were suddenly out of home, but I would like to have done more neurosurgery, more sports, more reading, arts, more traveling, learning of more languages, and more bypasses. And why I'm saying that? It is because life is short. It is like yesterday, June 1st, 1973, in training. So what's next? I'm thinking 10 years more, serious effort to improve skills, training young people, and learning to write. This slide is old, so it is already 10 years old. So I'm still here, addicted to neurosurgery, and this is my life. And as long as the health is good, so I can go further. So important thing is here, old saying from Michelangelo, we paint with the brain, not with the hands. And we do neurosurgery with the brain, not with our hands. If you look at the hands of neurosurgeons, so you see that they are very different, but we are operating with the tips of our instruments. And this is Dante. You were not made to live like brutes, but to follow virtue and knowledge. And this is extremely important. And I have been happy. I never regretted to come inside neurosurgery. And every day has been different, full of surprises, good surprises, nasty, severe surprises. And so, can you? When I met my teacher, Professor Yasakil, honored by the World Congress in Neurosurgery, and we were discussing, we have not met many times. We were discussing about life, about the future, and what we are going to do, and then I showed him this film what we have done recently. This is the legacy in internet. So this is 1001 videos. It means that there are more than 1000 videos. The name is coming from Arabic. Sound please. Okay, it's coming. So 1001 is coming from Arabic. 1001 nights. This is El Condor, the eagle flying the highest group of people. It was not me who was doing these videos, but it was around 100 people working on them. I had done only the operations, and you can freely go to internet and look at these videos. I showed these videos around the world, but you can also home take a look on these videos. Thank you for all my people, visitors. Don't stop. Let it go. And who made life, if you want to see all of them. So I want, besides the thanks, I will show that still fit and doing well. As long as you can do handstand, you can do neurosurgery, and I'm happy here in Nepal, life and surgery. So I would like to thank the best personnel in the world for all the years I have done. I had always
program who will be talking about God through science.
We just heard a legend like Yuha talking about his life. But 10 years back I started asking myself whether being a neurosurgeon and creating all kinds of personal milestones is what I need or what I want, or is it what I long for? I had seen, over the past 10 years, I've seen a lot of legends. I've seen a lot of them. I've taught with them, I've had the pleasure of interacting with them. on a formal and an informal way. And I would like you to look at all of us. As Yuha says, we have a lot of guilt with us, we have a lot of pain, we have a lot of joy. When we do more and more cases, when we do cutting edge cases, it's often that we face complications and we never forget or forgive ourselves. But on the other hand, sometimes we do something which nobody else would do. And then we have a miraculous recovery, we have a miraculous result. It's a mixed bag. So I wanted you to just take off our mind for some time and look at this. I always tell, the human brain is one of the most perfect brains. We have 100 billion neurons in quantum computing state. Intelligent design. It's not random. It cannot happen random. So when we started from a one-cell organisms to the present stage, we have awareness of 100 billion neurons and its connections. Let's say I'm going to put some random ideas into you. These are dots. Some dots I can connect, some dots you can. Let's say I take a magnifying glass and magnify you. Subatomic particles, we are looking at quantum principles. Dual nature, where you could be both wave, particle, or if you are the matter, there is antimatter. So each proton in you have an anti-proton. Each electron has an antimatter. And these two particles could be entangled. And if when you meet your antimatter, you just vanish. That is when E is equals to mc squared doesn't apply. You vanish. Let's go into another concept. We know Fibonacci sequence, it's very easy. It's 1, 2, 3. You add 2 and 3, you get 5. Michelangelo knew this. He drew faces and other things on the golden ratio. So you take any number, for example 144 by 89 or 89 by 55. By the way, this continues to increase. It's 1.618. It's such an important ratio. It's almost called the God signature. You find that on a pyramid. And that's what you find, the hole in an egg. Astrology, sunflower walls, Nautilus, even galaxies, atoms, the whole microcosm and microcosm, you find this. Branching of blood vessels, branching of trees, any branching, you find the same thing. It's so simple. Comes from Fibonacci sequence. So God was not a complicated guy after all, if there is a God. For us, we are entrapped in this world because of the senses. The senses are our windows. These senses, the 5 senses. But are these just the 5 senses that is available to us? No. We don't know about some senses. Even primitive animals have some senses which amaze us. You know, so that like a stereoscopic vision, it can go whichever direction is the signal stronger. Nobody knows the Jacobson organ. Some people say it's smelling, some people say it's electricity, but the snakes can put up the duck-billed platypus. The bill is actually something which can feel, which has electrolocation. It can hunt out its prey with the duck-billed platypus can hunt out its prey with electrolocation. The shark, you make it blind, you take out the sense of smell. For 2 kilometers, it can follow prey, it can avoid dangers. Birds, they can literally see the Earth's magnetic field. See the Earth's magnetic field. Can you imagine? Birds of migration, they fly 10,000 kilometers in the same path all the time. They go, breed babies, they come back, they go again back, they come to the same sanctuary all the time. It's proven now that they can see the Earth's magnetic field. Can you imagine seeing the Earth's magnetic field? We evolve Muladhara, lust, Swadhisthana, satisfaction, Manipurna, energy, Anahata, emotions, Vishuddha, kindness, universe, and I am you. Or everything is one. There's no space-time fabric. When space and time are taken off, it collapses. 2000 years back or 2000 years forward, point where everybody exists. You, me, everybody, one dot. Now I'm going to tell you about semantics. What is semantics? It is seeing sound. Something on a speaker, sand on a speaker, and just let the speaker have a note.
Characters.
Thanks for that. Okay, so you see sound very easily. You look at this, and then you look at a speaker.
The film you're about to see has no characters. If you spare a little of your imagination, it is a film to describe to you the effect of cymatic frequencies on matter.
Try to recognize these patterns. You see them in many temples. You see them in altars. See the waves. See how each element is affected by sound. Ever wonder why we like music? We say the universe is in a state of... We know the universe is in a state of entropy. There are particles dancing all the time. If you see the molecules or the atoms, they are see the fire getting affected. Electricity. Now that is semantics. So
It is a film.
now you see a six-pointed star which is seen in almost every religion. And this six-pointed star, you can this. And if people could see it thousands of years back, people had synesthesia to see what is the sound. Another thing, Mandelbrot set. So Mandelbrot and I'll come to that.
Small Japanese pufferfish is dull, almost to the point of it.
Of randomness, he came across a shape. When he started writing this equation, he came across a shape. Today, is an elephant god which depicts infinity. We worship this god in India for thousands of years without actually knowing the significance. Do you know whose that is? Yes, Ganesh. We make up stories and we see an elephant-headed god and then there are stories. But you see, this is the shape of infinity. Mandelbrot said. Can you go back to? Patterns. This is fractal geometry, but patterns.
Unfortunately, this small Japanese pufferfish is dull, almost to the point of invisibility. But to compensate, he is probably his only tools are his fins. He ploughs the sand, breaking it up into the finest of particles. The bridges of his construction. He can't rest for more than a moment, but must work 24 hours a day for a week, or the current will destroy his creation. A final tidy up, and his masterpiece is complete. The wheel of life.
And how did the fish do it? Is there a sound which it is seeing? Is there a sound in the universe which semantics the fish is able to draw it to perfection? This chakra, this mandala features in a lot of things. The emblem of Mongolia, the emblem of Sri Lanka, the flag of India, the flag of former kingdom of Sikkim. We know this mandala, but we have lost knowledge of what it is. We have seen this from ancient thousands of years. We really don't know what it is. Now we'll need the fish to tell us. Ancient Jewish mysticism figures. Yeah, we talked about the Mandelbrot set, Ganesh. There is this concept of Hinduism where people worship this god called Shiva. Shiva is told to be Swayambhu. He came from. Blessed are the shameless because they are the most happiest. Within ourselves, as we grow up, the children don't have shame, but we grow up, we create shames for different reasons. For either clothes or fashion or language or money or cars or surgical skills or everything, we create shame in ourselves. And this shame builds up. And this is one of the reasons why people are unhappy. The shameless are usually not unhappy. The concept of Shiva was so complex that Shiva's origin, somebody asked about Shiva's origin. She was just in his trance dancing, and Narada, one of the sages, he took a one-stringed instruments and just did tongue like that. That means Shiva originated from sound. And what is this sound? We think probably Om. One of the biggest mantras in Hinduism, Om Namah Shivaya, without. So you see the beauty of this. Om Namah Shivaya means infinity worships zero. Nama means worships zero. You see, we are stuck always between zero and infinity. We can never be zero, we can never be infinity. We are always stuck between these two. We make 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, we never reach infinity. Or everything away. Or moksha is through learning, having knowledge, infinite knowledge. You know the God particle, everybody tells me about the God particle. If you see, the moment you lose mass, even according to Einstein, you lose mass, you are out of the space-time. But the moment you have even smallest mass, attachment, then you are in the space-time. Gravity, you are amenable to gravity. Mukti in Hinduism, cease to exist, but not cease to exist in a physical way. Either be zero or infinity. Well, you can share these thoughts and think with you.
Thank you, Cherian sir. Now I would like to call Mr. Ishan Sharma on behalf of his father, Dr. Sunil Sharma, the Managing Director of Noble Medical College and Teaching Hospital.
The mankind. Good evening, everyone, and namaste. I, Ishan Sharma, on behalf of my father, Dr. Sunil Kumar Sharma, and the entire noble family, am here to thank you all professors, senior doctors, and fellow senior neurosurgeons. I'm shaking, but sorry. Don't mind if I do anything wrong in my speech, please. Thank you doctors who have traveled from miles away to come and attend a small conference in a very small country. I personally feel very honored as a 16-year-old child standing in front of you all intelligent brains and giving this imperfect speech. Please forget all my, sorry. We, the Noble family, along with Dr. Ibe Cherian, will take this neuroscience project to the greater heights of glory. And not only this, but also other departments of this health institutions. Conference that's been held over here will change a very huge amount of brains in the country. Because I personally have decided in my future I will become a neurosurgeon. Because all the videos that you showed me just now, playing with the nerves and playing with people's brains, it's just like playing with everyone's life. And to save a life, you are gods. Because people see gods in statues, but the real God are doctors. And doctors, by that I mean right now, the neurosurgeons. Because it's not just toys to play with brains. You have to have knowledge and the best hands in the world, as seen in the movie Gifted Hands. And I personally would like to thank I especially would like to thank Professor Kato, who saved my grandmother's life in Japan. And this thankness that I'm giving you is just not any speech. I'm shaking right now, and thank you very much from my bottom of my heart. And I'll write. Have a good, lovely evening.
Now I would like to hand over the mic to Disha Dwivedi and Sonu Shah for the cultural program. Thank you.
Hello to everyone. Are we sleeping? I see many of you sleeping. I'm so sorry. Are we so late by now? Come on, let's cheer up. Let's do this. The last but not the least. With aspiring in our step, anticipation in our heart, and a lilt to our heart, I welcome you all, and a very warm welcome. Basically, we've been a little late, but let's do it. Let's start with the respecting our respected dignitaries on the days and off the days. This is Disha Dwivedi on the behalf of Noble Medical Teaching College Hospital with my co-host.
Mr. Sonu Saha. Thank you, Disha.
You're welcome. We are extremely honored, and we have got this opportunity on 22nd of October 2017 to address you at the prestigious moment when Noble Institute of Neurosciences, Noble Medical College Teaching Hospital is celebrating its first inauguration of annual neurosurgical conferences. A resounding applause, everyone. I'm sure it will motivate all of us to keep its aspirations higher. Can we have a cheer, please? Hip hip! Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Now, we have come to the floor now. Apart from the academic qualifications, qualities like leadership and teamwork. This is for those who've been with me, who've been here, and this program has been conducted not without voting personality. A round of applause, please. Aside from the fact that this ceremony underlines our institution's successful first inauguration, the realm of imparting medical education to the students, this evening is also going to witness the showcasing of the talents of the young minds of our college. Let's welcome these young minds. Come on.
Have a big round of applause for them. Okay. First, I want to call, there is a group dance by the 4 girls of my batchmates, 11th batch, and they are Drishti, Megha, Sanskriti, Supriti, and Isa. Give them a big round of applause and welcome them.
आंसू का बोसा है जल 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 है जल 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 बहता चल नारे 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 नारे
मेरा झुमका उठा के लाया यार वे जो गिरा था बरेली के बाजार में मैं तो झुमका लगा के शर्मा गई बोली घूमकर बता दे कि मैं आ गई मुझको लगा के नच ले मेरे यार तू नच ले अब तो लौटा है बाजार सबको बुला के नच ले आजा नच ले मेरे यार तू नच ले झनक झनक झनकार हो नच ले मेरे यार तू नच ले अब तो लौटा है बाजार
चल चल क्यों पानी पानी से चल क्यों जवानी
कमर माथी पटुकी माथी ढैला
चल 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 क्यों पानी पानी से चल क्यों जवानी
कमर माथी पटुकी माथी ढैला ढैला माको पानी पानी खाने न्यू पारी नाव छलकती बेईमानी मैं प्यारी
Performed by Surpati and our group.
Yeah, but
Again, give a big round of applause for them. Have a big round of applause.
girls, you did a very glorious job, and yes, Megha did Barso today.
Okay. Now I hand over the mic to Rajgiri brother.
Before moving any ahead further, we would like to have a short presentation ceremony. For that, I would like to call upon Professor Aib Cherian and Professor Yuha on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for them. As well as Dr. Nicola on the stage. So the first presentation we have for our chairman, Mr. Loknath Neopani. I would request him to come up on the stage. I request Dr. Yuva to present it to Mr. Loknath Neopani. Thank you, Mr. Loknath Neopani. Now I'd like to call upon Professor Yoko Kato on the stage. I would ask Dr. Nikolai to present to Dr. Yoko Kato. Next on the list, I would like to call upon Professor Hirotoshi Sano on the stage. I request Dr. Yuha to present Professor Hirotoshi Sano. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Vladimir Benis and Eva Benis on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for them. To present to Dr. Vladimir Benis. Thank you, sir. Moving ahead, I would request Dr. Nikolai once again to present to Dr. Yuva. I would like to call upon Professor Keki Turel on the stage. Up next, I would like to call upon Professor Ramesh Nair on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for him. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Hasegawa on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Kojima on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Aditya Gupta on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Yugoi on the stage. Is he here? Next, I would like to call Professor Girish Rajpal on the stage. I would like to call upon Professor Vinod Felix on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for them. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Madhuri Mehta on the stage. Next, I'd like to call upon Professor Anna Mazzio on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for her. Andrei Sidnikov. Next, I would like to call upon Next, we have Professor Sanjay Bihari. Can we have him on the stage? Next, we have Professor J.K. Parthiban on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for him. Next, I would like to call upon Professor K.P. Morwani on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Aikon Geli on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Shehzad Samim on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Di Renzo on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Jayesh Shadhara on the stage. Professor Deepak Gupta on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Next, we would like to have Professor Mark Cotter on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause for him. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Rajesh Chabra on the stage. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Vladimir Klimov on the stage. Professor Hiroshi Sano on the stage. I would like to also call upon Keki Turel on the stage. I'd request Yoko Kato ma'am to present Dr. Ait Cherian. Next, I would like to please call them.
Palaniappan, please come to the stage. Sergey.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most elite group of neurosurgeons that we are having from all over the world. Please give a huge round of applause for them who have taken out precious time for attending this program. We really appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to hand over the mic to Disha Dwivedi and Sonu Shah to continue with.
We'll proceed with the happenings of the evening after dinner.
Till then, you can have the dinner, and after that, we'll continue the cultural program.
We'll meet you here. Please have your dinner.
Thank you.
कर सितारों से चुरा के लाऊं रोशनी, हवाओं से चुरा के लाऊं रागनी, ना पूरी हो सकेगी उनसे मगर तेरी कमी में कर, नजारों से चुरा के लाऊं रंगते, मजारों से चुरा के लाऊं बरकते, ना पूरी हो सकेगी उनसे।